Heita is chairperson of the JSC and is our final speaker.
Thank you very much, Sigi. I think everybody who's important in the room has been recognized, so if you'll forgive me if I skip that step, except of course Dali Tambo. Hello, Dali. Beginning to be a bit of a veteran of this panel discussion, although this one is a panel debate, so this house believes something a bit different from the previous speaker. So I tend not to prepare. I listen to the other people and decide, because whatever I prepare, normally people would have said in advance, and of course Adam was going to be on the panel, so I was doubly sure that whatever I wanted to say was going to be said. But I stand today in a very happy circumstance, because I actually don't really agree with much of what has been said, and here's why. I sit here thinking maybe I read a different version of the NDP, the same one that perhaps my colleague here, Cass, also read, because as you all know, the business sector has been rather pleased with the NDP. We saw in it, at long last, what we saw as actually an imminently implementable plan. Is it perfect? Not by a long shot. Does it address every single problem this country is facing, will ever face in the future? Of course not. But what it does do, as most good plans that are capable of implementation does, is it starts off with a diagnostic that is evidence-based, that is analytical, that starts from where we are. There are many things that Neil said that I love, and I think we should get there. But actually, to be honest, if you look at the raw materials that we have to work with, we can't actually get there from here. So the NDP has been quite careful in analyzing where we are, the skills and resources and endowments that the country has, and say, well, from here, what is the logical next step? So that's one of the reasons that it talks actually to people who look at this far less ideologically and far more with an execution lens to it. Secondly, like all good plans, it sets out clear goals and objectives with timelines, which government likes to do, but hopefully we will see whether these ones have got a little bit more substance to them. Are all of the goals there and able to be met within the timelines? I don't actually know. So I think the very first thing that I would say that's going to be very important as we move to the implementation is frankness between the constituencies. It's candor about things that are not going right, but coming out quite openly they're not. For example, to give you a very clear example, in our recent past, we have a plan called NGP, I think it is, National Growth Plan. The National Growth Plan had a certain number of jobs as a target over 5 years, from 2020 to over 10 years, from 2010 to 2020, we're going to create 5 million jobs. We are a good 5 years down the tracks. We are not doing so, perhaps for good reasons, perhaps not. But do you know why? No, because nobody has actually come out and said, here's where the plan falls down, here's how we're going to correct it. And so from a business perspective, we're going to be looking at the people who are doing the governance on the NDP to be far more open and transparent about things that are going wrong. And I suppose it's difficult because people throw stones. But any plan that is as big as this, as ambitious as this, cannot be done in darkness, in dark room somewhere. And then you come to the public with some story that tries to suit-coat it. So, for example, we're not creating jobs because the global economy is bad. Yes, of course the global economy is bad. When we did the plan, we knew that the global economy was going to be bad. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have done the plan. So I think the governance framework within which accountability is clear, within which performance evaluation is clear, and consequence management is clear. So if people who are tasked with the responsibilities to bring certain outcomes about don't do so, what happens? Yeah? We set out many years ago with very, very big and ambitious targets to build low-cost houses. It went badly wrong at some sort of time. Do you know what happened to that? No, you don't, because it just never came back. So to the extent that this is a development plan in which we are all supposed to think about, engage, contribute, these kinds of things need to be embedded in how we move forward, because otherwise people will just think, oh, well, it's no different from the last time. Nothing new is going on, and they go on and do something different. So as I said, business was quite supportive, remains supportive, is very keen to get going. We are not looking for perfection. In fact, we think we shouldn't wait until all the constituents and all the stakeholders agree on every single bit, whether small or big. And some of the issues, as Neil has articulated, are actually quite major. Very, very big fault lines still remain, so one mustn't think that they've all been overcome. But there's enough in there, in that 400-odd pages, that today we can start to implement, so that in 3 years' time and in 4 years' time, we have moved from where we are. Because I think the one thing that South Africans can agree on is we don't much like where we are. It is not feeling to us like where we want it to be, or what it feels like to be a winning nation that is getting on top of its various problems. So in our minds, the role of business has been acknowledged in the NDP. This is a good thing, perhaps why we're falling about ourselves trying to support it. And I thought there was a broad consensus behind the NDP, but apparently it was all manufactured by the business day. Nevertheless, having acknowledged broadly that business is going to be important, business is going to be a means by which a lot of the outcomes are going to be achieved, there then is a curious lack of precision about the precise nature of that role. And that actually is quite a significant shortfall in the plan that needs to be addressed, because essentially you should not ask business to do things that are in conflict with their responsibilities and obligations to their primary stakeholders, being their employees, shareholders, customers, etc. And to the extent that we can incorporate elements of what is important for the country at large within that, we are very ready to participate in this as we move forward. Thank you.